Like I ain't lived yet, so much up on my plate, so much weight on my chest, I bench press. I'll smile in your face, shake your hand, but just know I've been stressed. Just to cry for help, just in case you have any interest in my well-being. If not, that it is invisible. And even if it wasn't, they never asked what got into you. They brush it off, dismiss it, they wonder why you so cynical. I'm a troubled individual. I had bad habits way before I knew what the pen could do, causing more damage than the sword, so had to pick and choose. Always the type to bend the rules. Glad to say I graduated, couldn't always get to school. Mr.
Sit still and close your eyes.
Smoke. Greetings and salutations to my YouTube followers and everybody that supports me. Welcome to another episode of From My Culture. And today I'm going to be revisiting a 2020 project that was supposed to be in my top 10, but it missed the mark just because there was so many other great projects. This one was great too, but it just didn't make my list. So today I am reviewing It Is What It Is by Thundercats. Now, this album here is soul, funk, jazz put together, and it just does what Thundercat does most best, and that's just, he's just a musical genius when it comes to all the elements of soul, and he just uses instruments the way that they're supposed to be used. Like, everything he makes sounds like it's not dated, but it sounds like old music just in the new time. So yeah, just to get into it. So the first track, Lost in Space, I really did love. I like the soothing atmosphere beat that that was created for it, and it just like it reminded me of, like, I don't know, it was just chilling. It was just like positive. Like I felt the mood. And then it went into Interstellar Love. That's when you start to get into the more jazzy, groovy section of the album. Like, it's so soothing, but it's so groovy and funky at the same time. And he plays with time signatures. Like, he's actually putting in effort into his music, and that's what I like to hear, and that's what I adore about this. Next, it goes into I Love Lucy Cole. I like the way it started off with such like a symphonic, it was like this stage aurora type feeling where it was just like, it was the violins and the strings was just resonating, and then out of nowhere comes these fast drums, and it's just like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing with this. Like, I just dig it, I really do. And then it went into Black Qualls. I think I'm pronouncing that right, Black Qualls. But I didn't even know it had Childish Gambino until I actually looked at the playlist. So when I listen to albums, I don't particularly look at the track list. He just does so much with his music that I'm always curious to see what elements he's put in there, and like what voices is he using, or like how's the instrumentation gonna be. And he most definitely used Childish Gambino. I couldn't really recognize him in the song though, because it's like, I don't know if he played with his voice. You know, Childish Gambino, he has like different voice tones and stuff, so it was kind of like unrecognizable, but it was still great. Still great. I didn't even know it was him, but it was great. Next was Miguel's Happy Dance, and I was like, see, the thing with Thundercat is he released this album called Drunk. I think it was called Drunk, back in 2017, and I actually got onto it late. I actually started listening to it this year. This year was the first time I started listening to it, and I was just like, oh, okay, so I've been sleeping on Thundercat. Of course I knew he was on the Kendrick To Pimp a Butterfly album, but I just never, like, I was so ingrained in that album that I was never like, oh, let me just check out the guys who actually put this together. And I was just like, this album is just incredible. But I finally checked him out, and I was like, where have I been? Like, this is the music that fits right up my alley. Like, this is the music that I actually love to hear. It's soul, it's groovy, it's funky, it's just, it puts all the elements of what I like to listen to. I don't know what y'all like to listen to, but me, I prefer the soothing, chill, funk, bass. I just like that. Yeah, my favorite track was probably Overseas with Zach Fox. That just, it made my head nod. Like, I was like in it. Like, I was already in the album. But when that came in, like, he just finds new instrumentation every single time, and new groove basses, and just new, like, I love it. I really do love it. I think this album was kind of slept on because I didn't see it, probably because the people I surround myself with on social media is not really into that. He hasn't missed yet. He's only had 2 albums from what I've seen, and he hasn't missed yet. Another favorite of mine was Unrequited Love. I liked the fact that it was like a slow down groove. I liked that it was the bass, the bass drum and the bass. It was just like, come on, bro, come on. Like, I loved it. I really did love it. And the album closed out perfectly with the title track, It Is What It Is. I thought it's a perfect closing to an album. My Spotify recommended me something else like it usually does after the album plays, and I was just like, no, play again. I didn't play this album last year. I didn't play this album a good, like, over 20 times, a lot. Like, I played this album a lot. Whenever I got in the car, it was always me just chilling, riding around. I'm a smooth driver. I don't know what y'all heard, but I'm a smooth driver. I'm just chilling, and I'm just like vibing. I only had one gripe. With the album. It featured fucking Lil B. The track Fair Chance with Ty Dolla $ign and Lil B. Ty Dolla $ign did great. His features are always great. I don't know why he doesn't put out albums just as good as his features, but that's another story. Anyway, Lil B, he could have. Like, it's just so incredible how these high-ranking artists such as Thundercat and I remember Mac Miller too, they decided to say, you know what, let me get Lil B on the track. I don't understand. I really don't get it. Like, he contributed nothing. Like, he was cool. He wasn't terrible like he usually is. I don't listen to Lil B. I've had critics from reviews that I've seen that never liked any of his music. Everything he does is absolute trash, terrible. Go in a dumpster and burn that dumpster and throw it to the bottom leaks of hell. I just don't understand why he was featured. But it made sense. I guess he fit the mood. He wasn't terrible. He was just like, all right, well, I'm not gonna think about him. But then it followed with Exponential Dread, and that song was most definitely too short. I really did like the sound of that. But yeah, this was the It Is What It Is by Thundercat album review. If you have any comments or anything that you feel that I missed, hit me up in the comment section. Drop your comments, like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, there's many more reviews coming on the way. I'm definitely going to do more 2020 revisits because, like I said, kind of started this a little late, but they're all coming. They're all coming soon. This is an everyday thing. This is my new hobby. I'm keeping your interest for me and you because it's something that I find absolute joy in. And yeah, hit me up. Only on Instagram away, only on YouTube away, Twitter away. I really have every social media except for Snapchat. That ain't for me. But yeah, peace out.
But just know I've been stressed, just to cry for help, just in case you have any interest in my well-being. If not, that it is invisible. And even if it wasn't, they'd never ask what got into you. They brush it off, dismiss it, they wonder why you so cynical. I'm a troubled individual. I had bad habits way before I knew what the pen could do, causing more damage than the sword, so had to pick and choose. Always the type